Hello. Hello. All right. So what's happening, everyone? Today, I'm playing around with my what is this? This is Garmin Basecamp. I'm playing around with how to edit tracks. And specifically what I'm working on is I learned that recently you could run from where are we here? You can run from Arbor Vitae through Rhinelander and down into not where my car is parked anymore, by the way, but down into Rhinelander and into the Enterprise system. And let's see here, Harrison Hills Trail Systems over here. Parrish Highlands is, I believe, what, over here? So, and what I'm doing today is I'm going to make what I'm going to call an adventure route for ATV, UTV traffic that we can legally travel to get in between these places. So that's what we're doing. So what's step one? Step one's going to be, so we don't need all tracks. Let's do ATV rides. Let's make a new folder. Let's call this 2021 rides, right? And now we need to make a new list. We'll call this AV to Enterprise. All right, so there's our list. This is where we're going to do our editing. And so what do we need for our editing? We need to go down here. I expand this. Come on, you fidgety rascal. All right, so we're going to go into our internal storage. We're going to pull. All do we need? This is basically everything that I've ever left in my GPS. So what track is it we want? We want this track here. Yep. So we pull that out of our track list. We're going to go up and put it in AV to Enterprise. And so if I open this, boom, there it is. That's literally the only thing in this file. So I can play around and edit it. All right, so our track's in there now. Before I get crazy, I'm going to populate this with my waypoints. As you can see, it's currently empty. So we're going to go back to our GPS internal storage. And as you can see, I have a curbillion waypoints. And I want to use only a select few of them. So what ones do I want to use? I want to use... Let's start down here because it's going to be easiest and work our way up. Alright, so let's do 317. Put that in here. Where's 266? So what does 266 mean? So these are those tin systems. If you haven't already seen it, I did a video on how the tin system works. And tin stands for trail intersection number. So a lot of the trails throughout Vilas and Oneida County, I believe Iron County uses them as well. I think the National Forest out towards Park Falls uses them. In any case, so these tins represent a unique trail intersection. So, for instance, here, this is Bowman Road. This is where the OG Enterprise Trail started and traveled south. So this is their original parking area. So I don't know when these new trails here, can't remember if I moved this or not, but it's going to get moved again. I don't remember, or I don't know, I should say, I don't know when these new trails were put in, but they're there now. So I'm planning to run the route to this parking area, but the reality is you'll be able to hop on and start heading towards the Harrison Hills area and onto trails anyway. From like this point? Yeah, I think that's the closest point oh no, Camp 6 is the closest point I've recorded so far. So, okay. So I don't have all of these tins out here yet. I haven't ridden out in this area in like a decade, so it has been a long time since I've gone in Enterprise. It's kind of amazing. It's changed quite a lot. I'm told it's only been in like the last year that these forest roads have opened up. So prior to like this year, this has basically not been possible. So, and it wasn't until this year when the Lake Tomahawk stuff opened up. So until that opened, getting there from Arbor Vitae was virtually impossible. Maybe you could have gone through New Bold and Saint Germain. I'm not sure, but regardless, this makes it a more feasible trip now. So, okay. All right, are there any other points of significance I have in Rhinelander? Not really. So I think there are tins in here, but I haven't I haven't recorded them. So this is all town road right here. This is, I think, up to So let's see here. What do we want? We need these. We can select them like this. Well, you know what? We can't use 26, so. I'll put 821 in there for. These are some of those trails that I pointed out that are on state forests that ATV can't use. I can drive my truck. I can drive my motorcycle. Can't drive an ATV or a UTV currently. So cool, huh? Okay, and this is the. Is there really no tin on the 47 grade here? Hmm. Let's see here. Is that the last of the tins we need? Um, I think that's all we need. Should almost delete this one. All right. So now we can go in. Naturally, I did the wrong one. Okay. All right. What? There we go. Okay. All right. Let's do. Okay. All right. So in order to get started, I actually need to bring in an. I need to drag in another track. So let's drag in. Let's drag in this track here. Yep. Let's drag in. I don't know if I added these tins. Let's add. Let's add these tins. We'll add in the Lake Tomahawk parking. What's 706? Where's that at? I think I've got that already. Okay. All right. So we have our two tracks. This here is the highway. What's going on here? Interesting that that's screwed up. I wonder why that's screwed up there. It was connecting at 3rd Street. Huh. Well, that's annoying. Okay, let's fix this track. What can we use to fix this? We can use can use this track to gather our woodruff info. All right, now I duplicated the track, so hopefully this doesn't screw up everything. We're going to splice our track. Where do we want? We're going to splice it up here. So let's split track here. And we're going to delete everything from here. All right, now what we want to do is this is our track to get to Lake Tomahawk. See, it ends at Lake Tomahawk. So we're going to take and I'll be honest, I don't care what happens to this track because it's not correct. So we're going to take and we're going to split this track here. We're going to take and delete. We'll remove it anyway. So what we want to do now is we're going to take this track and this track, and we're going to go ahead and join the selected tracks. Now, it's important to recognize, and I'll show this later, it's important to recognize the flow of the track. So see the little arrow pointing this way and this arrow's pointing this way? That means these two tracks will correctly join together. We can delete this and make one new track. It's called track 122. So, and as you can see, it currently runs from the parking lot on 47 correctly down the railroad grade through the town of Woodruff correctly and into Lake Tomahawk. So now that gets us to Lake Tomahawk. And what we want to do is we're continuing on from Lake Tomahawk to Rhinelander. And so this is our track that we're going to use. This is AV to Enterprise, as you can see. So what I'm probably going to do is make a duplicate of it. And we're going to rename it. What are we going to call it? Lake Tom to Enterprise. That sounds good. So this is going to inevitably get changed as I start cutting it. I'll probably remove this track since we don't need it anymore. And let's click on this. Let's change the color. I don't like looking at the dark gray. It's hard to look at. We're going to change it to cyan. Okay. So the intersection where this is going to connect is going to be here at Rainbow Road, which is basically where we're at here. So we're going to take this track and we're going to split it here. And then we can delete all this behind it. And then we're going to want to take this track and we'll split it here. We can remove this portion. And then again, we take these two tracks together. We join them. See the little red indicator? That shows how your connection is. If this indicator is running really strangely, so this red dash mark is running like way to hell down here or way up there, what that means is one of these tracks isn't traveling in the same direction as the other, and so it's trying to connect it in the same direction. So you need to cancel this and you need to invert, and I'll show you. So let's say this one's running the wrong way, and so invert selected track. See that? So now if I try and put these two tracks together, see how there's a long dashed line here? It's trying to connect them in a similar direction, a path of travel. So this isn't going to work. So what I need to do is I need to select on this one again, and I need to invert the track again, and then click here, join selected tracks, and voila, look at that. It's connecting up the way I want it to. So we can hit OK. New track has been created. It's exactly what I want. All right, now this is going to be tricky because this deal here, I'm not exactly sure the legal status of this. If I go in and I have a bunch of documents, one of them is called the list of open roads. And someday it'll open. Okay. Now, I've talked to the president of the Lakeland Club, and he doesn't think this is actually accurate. He thinks that Kelly Road should be open to County D, and you should be able to travel County D via ATV or UTV. So that's it. Just to be safe, I'm going to change this track. And I am going to instead run it up Rainbow Road. I don't know that you need to do it, but just out of safety, because it's listed here. Let me make, hold on a second here. Yeah, 51 Rainbow Road in the town of Lake Tama, closed from Rainbow Road westerly to Highway 47. Okay, yes. So that's, it can be a little confusing in this area. Rainbow Road kind of loops around and comes out so on County Road D here. So as you can see, there's two Rainbow Roads and there's two County Ds. County D is split by 47 right here. And Rainbow Road goes this way, Rainbow Road goes this way. Both connect at County D. It can be pretty confusing. So, at any rate, just for everyone's safety, I'm going to assume that this is true. I'm kind of skeptical that they would do that personally, but you know what? Whatever. So, how do we make this track become true? We're going to take, and you see this message up here? It says, see, it says, Well, it doesn't say more. In any case, if you hold Alt, you can reposition track points. So use Alt while dragging to move. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to take and move these points. Okay, we can zoom back in again. All right, this one needs to be a little bit tighter. Let's do that. We have plenty of points left, so. You can add points too if you need to. I think for this one we're going to have plenty though. All right, and there, just like that, we've eliminated Kelly Drive off of here. So again, I don't know the legality of this, but as I discover more, then maybe I'll change it. But for now, we're going to use Rainbow Road just to see how it looks. We're going to go ahead and use a different map. Let's move this here. Move this here. So the rest of the accuracy is pretty good. Okay. So let's go back to our, I like the topo map using US Midwest topo. Okay, so that gets us to County Road D. Like I say, this is all new as of this year. So previously you could not make this connection. And then what you want to do is you run County Highway D to Poplar Road. And you take a right onto this rascal here. Let's see here. So Poplar takes you to River. So you're going to want to head left on River Road. These are all open. Starting here, this is the town of Newbold. This has been open for quite some time. Now, here comes the first kind of question mark. So Black Lake Road and River Road, this whole area, these kind of weave all over. This is actually kind of a spaghetti area here for roads. There's a lot of different options you can take. If you're up in this part of County Road D, you don't have to come clear down to Poplar. You could take like Gypsy. If you live up in Saint Germain, you can take, what do you take? You take County Road O here, and you run O to, where is it? Is this it? No. For some reason I'm not seeing it. I think it's called Pine Lake Road. Yeah, it's right here. So you run O to D. This comes out in the Sugar Camp area. You're going to want to run this down to Pine Lake Road. Pine Lake will take you clear into Rhinelander. This is what county? Is this called County Road W? No, it's Lake Creek Road. I think it's a county road too, but I can't remember. W is somewhere around there. In any case, you'll take it to Lake Creek. See, here's where it terminates. You'll run Lake Creek, Hodag, Fairgrounds is up here. And then you'll connect to the system via that way. So anyway, what I was getting at is I have choices to make here. So as you can see, River Road and Black Lake Road are kind of, they're fairly twisty. It's actually a nice road on its own. Once you get down around here, this is just a straight line. So I think Spider Lake Road is, yeah, right here. So you can take this and get all over the place also, as you can see. There's actually some mountain bike single track out in here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where it's at. But like I say, there's just, it's a spaghetti of roads in here. So, but the choice comes in right here at this intersection. River Road and River Road. I guess this would probably become Black Lake, I imagine. I don't know. Let's zoom in and see if it gives us that. Yeah, okay. So River turns to the south. Black Lake kind of heads to the east yet. Now, this is all asphalt. However, when we get down here, Riverview Drive and River Road down here are all dirt. So this is a straight line dirt section, so I chose to go this way instead, just for, you know, a little curvy, just something different. But I wasn't sure if this was legal because there's no signage. So I contacted first the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, and they were not quite sure. And then I contacted the Newbold Town Chairman, and he told me that all of these roads are now open. He said unless they're signed as closed, they are open to ATV, UTV use. So with that in mind, we're going to be traveling a fair amount of asphalt when we get into Lake Tomahawk and Rhinelander. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this track and we're going to run this little bit of dirt, because why not? I'm sure nobody's going to feel too bad about, oh gee, I have to run this dirt road in my ATV or UTV. So let's do that. We're going to split our track here. And we don't need this. So we can remove it. So let's re-highlight our track here. And now we need to because we're using this, it's probably going to, where's the next closest? Is that the closest we have? I guess. Okay. So we're going to split our track here. Where's the next? All right. We're going to split this track here. Then we're going to remove this specific section from our work. Now we're going to want to take and invert this track because this is going to be a continuation now. We're going to want to flow this way. So join tracks, see the dashed line, looks good, so yes. Create one singular track. Now, we don't need this, and we don't need this spot, so we can delete split our track here. Let's remove this. Okay, that looks good. So for those of you who are familiar with the area, this section of River Road comes out right by the McNaughton Curve. The Wisconsin River Bridge is right here. And then this road pops out. And you run this back on the River Road. So, I don't know. Whoever was naming these roads back in the day must have had a ton of fun because it is a mess. So, okay. I'm trying to see where we need to edit our next section because as you can see, we've got two tracks running on top of each other. Okay. We can edit here. We want, because we reverse this track, we want to get it, where do we want to get it? We want to get it like right here. And we want to remove that track. Okay. So let's talk about this spot. When I ran this, I checked this system in my truck because it's all roads. I was not sure if the main roads in downtown Rhinelander would be open. So North Stevens Street, Timber Drive, Lincoln Street, Davenport. I wasn't sure if any of these would be open. So I called again. I talked to Oneida County Sheriffs about this, and they told me to the best of their knowledge, but they deferred to the Rhinelander Police Department. So I contacted them, and they said that the only segment of town road that's closed to ATV, UTV traffic is going to be from right here, where Lincoln Street starts, to basically Walmart. Maybe 17? No, I think it was the Walmart. So that said, you absolutely still can get to like Quick Trip and Walmart and all that stuff. The hospital if you need to. So to do that, you just want to take basically any road that connects to Timber Drive. So The only areas that are off limits, and I will cite, so this is Menards up here, and I'll cite, let's see here, I don't know if it's on here. So county highways are open year round in Oneida. We're going to look at the Oneida County digital map. All right. So here's the key, and this is true throughout Wisconsin. All state and federal numbered highways closed to ATV, UTV use. This is Highway 17 through Rhinelander. Do not go here. Nope, do not do it. So this is a county road, County G, County P. Those are legal. 47, 8. Do not go here. Not legal. They're going to ticket you. Don't do it. So, that said, in the town of Rhinelander, the only town road that's off limits is this section of Lincoln Street from, oh, I gotta zoom in this way. From like where Courtney Street joins it in Oneida Street, or Oneida Ave, to Eisenhower. So don't go here. It's not currently open. The town's gonna get you. So, but that said, everything else open season here. So, with that in mind, what we can do with our track is, this is going to be some spaghetti for a minute here, so bear with me. We need to get to County G. So what's the fastest way to get to County G? Realistically, it's going to be Stevens to, probably here, huh? To Oneida. So how do we want to do this? I could move points, but it's probably going to be easier to just make my own points. So I don't know, maybe I'll leave this track in as a second track to show how to get to Walmart. Because you have Walmart, BP, Quick Trip, Pizza Ranch. There's a bunch of stuff over here, and you can't run 17 again. So this part, this was in a truck. Don't do it. Yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new track. Start it here. We don't need to get too crazy with the number of points. Can I use arrows to? Yeah. I haven't done this in a little bit. Hey, what's up, CDS feller? Let's see if it'll let me. So this is an ATV friendly route, and the ultimate distance, let's zoom out a little bit, is going to be from like my house, which is up here, down to here. Let's see here. I wonder if I can undo this and kind of get an idea of what's this track length at so far. This track is 72 miles, but it doubles on itself in Rhinelander. So it's probably going to be about 60 miles to get to this point. And the significance of Bowman is this is the beginning of an actual ATV trail system right in here, which will take you all over. So they have, these are all like forest roads. Oneida County's forest roads are pretty rugged, but still, it's going to be a fair amount of asphalt until you get past, I think, Hickson here. And then you can get in the more rugged trails. This stuff in here is not motorcycle friendly. I don't know why. Oneida County, for whatever reason, I think probably more or less that nobody's really approached them. But I don't think they're open to dual sport. I don't think they're open to, what would you call it? OHM, so off-highway motorcycles. I think somebody absolutely should talk to them about it, but they haven't yet. So when you get down into, it would be this area. I think Parrish Highlands is open to OHM. I think on the Lincoln County side here, this side is not. I believe they are open to plated dual sport. However, they're not open to OHM. I don't know why either. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. With the OHM, Wisconsin is super weird. So, and to be honest with you, the way everybody gets around it is they go over here and they say, "Hey, Michigan, what you doing right now? We have this CRF 450 right here. I happen to put a horn and blinkers on it. What do you think of that?" And they're like, "Oh, that's cool. You want to plate it?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'd love to plate that." And they're like, "Okay, fam, we got you. Here you go." So then everybody plates their Wisconsin motorcycle in Michigan, and they bring it back over here. And then guess what happens? All this is all state land that I can't ride with an ATV, a UTV, or a dirt bike. All of a sudden, I can ride all of it with my plated motorcycle, as in like a FE 570, or all this all of a sudden becomes open to me. It's unbelievable. So this is all, some of it's been taken with trucks, but a lot of this I mapped out to be open for ATV. Let's see here, where's that at? A lot of this was mapped. Where the hell did it go? Uh-oh. Here. All this was mapped with either my motorcycle, well, mostly my motorcycle, or in my truck. There's a couple small points where I walked because it's gated and I didn't want to screw anything up. Yeah. Yeah, and there are, Michigan's another one where you don't actually have to have land to license, or they don't ask you anyway about having land. I'm told South Dakota is another one where is a real common one that people go and plate their off-road motorcycles. So I have my Husaberg. That's going to be interesting because I haven't quite decided how I want to approach that yet. Upon my research, apparently in 2011, all FE 570s were street legal. So mine never came with a title or anything though, so I'm going to have to figure out how to title it. The problem I have is, do I even dare bother with Wisconsin and see what they do? Or do I just go straight into Michigan and then bring it back? So I haven't quite decided what I want to do yet. But Michigan's probably the safest, just in case Wisconsin red flags it. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's Wisconsin's a super weird state. Even with the I'll go back just a little bit. Just like I say, even with the ATV UTV thing, this stuff this stuff here is all open to snowmobile traffic. So I can drive my 3/4 ton truck down it all day every day. But and I can drive any so like my BMW or your Honda, we can or even your 400, we can drive our motorcycles all through this all day every day. But the minute we start talking about OHM or an ATV or a UTV, it's all gone. This is all off limits. It's 250,000 acres. This is, I think, 100 miles of trail I've got listed here. That doesn't even get into like the Sainer area and Boulder and all that. It doesn't get up into, any of this stuff, which is basically all open. Um, this right here is like 100 miles of trail that I cannot use by motorcycle or ATV, but I can take, or I should say OHM or ATV, but I can take a 3/4 ton truck up and down it and tear it up. So it's actually ridiculous. The other problem is the funding. Right now we're talking to the state about it. Yeah, I would too. You're never gonna get a real explanation. But right now we're talking to the state, so they're working on creating a trail section that will be open to ATV, UTV. That's going to go roughly from here into right here. So this is currently existing trail. It does use, I think there are actually two bridges in here. There's one bridge here, there's one bridge here. And anyway, they're really building up this trail. I can't remember what this project was going to cost. And anyway, they want to build it up so that it'll support vehicle traffic, except these bridges are not going to support vehicle traffic. So they're going to put gates on this bridge, and they're going to put gates at this bridge that you can pass through. And it'll be like a 67-inch wide bridge gate so that you can pass in UTV through here. The legal limit for UTV in Wisconsin is 65 inches. So my question to the superintendent of the Northern Highland was, hey, since this is going to have a pass-through gate that's going to have to be wider than 65 inches, I said, and the rest of this road is going to have to support vehicle traffic, or is designed to. These bridges are designed to support like 19,000 pounds. Can we make it so that motorcycle traffic can legally utilize these bridges and utilize this trail too? Since I believe this side will allow vehicle traffic and this side will allow vehicle traffic. It's like the motorcycles are already coming through this, or are allowed to come through this way anyway. Why not just let them use this? So anyway, I got kind of a thing with, I'll ask and see. The next month he came back and said we're not going to do that. So no motorcycles here. I have no clue why they would do that. It does not make any sense. Like I say, these bridges are more than capable of handling. I wonder if I have, let's see here. Let's see here. I think I do. I should be able to show what this bridge looks like. Maybe I don't. Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess I don't. I'm sure I do somewhere. But in any case, um, it does. It blows my mind. And working with the state of Wisconsin is probably the most obnoxious thing that I've ever been a part of. So working with the National Forest, they are glacial in their speed for doing things. They do things faster than Wisconsin. So this, when did I start this? I don't know. Does it list any information on when this was created? I don't know. This is probably like 5 years ago. I started on this and turned it into the DNR, and they're only just now. Since that time, in the last 2 years, we've received I think this section. No, there's a little section around here. It's like 400 feet, and they've opened up here this section to get out to Witches. And if you go down to here, this section to get out to North Farming Road. So it's a total of like 4.4 miles that they've opened for ATV traffic. So it's still nothing open for OHM. So when that happens, I don't know. It's kind of a circus. And the state doesn't, like I say, realistically, all the state has to do is say, "Hey, Michigan, what are you doing?" "Oh, well, we just created an OHM or an ORV sticker that anyone who has a vehicle, ATV, UTV, motorcycle, pickup truck, can buy, and then you're legal to travel the forests up here." And basically all that helps pay for the trail system, all these roads and stuff. Well, the DNR wants the ATVs to come on because the state cannot handle maintaining these forest roads anymore. They just don't have the ability to do it. But the problem is the ATVs can't really do it either because they do not have access to the funds that they normally would if these were considered a trail. But because the state wants to continue to consider them a forest road, the best they could ever call them is a forest road with trout funding available. So trout funding gives you like $280 per mile to maintain this. However, a trout, in order for it to be a trout, it has to be from a trail to a trail. So like this section, this will not pass because this currently runs from roads. So these are trails, these are actual town roads in here. And so zero funding available. So I don't know if the state thinks that they're going to offer, or they're going to get these clubs, these ATV clubs, to take on the responsibility of running these trails by privately funding all these roads, i.e. they basically hold bake sales every weekend. I mean, no thank you. This we have a funding resource, so this should be utilizing our funding resource. And if the state is too ignorant to look at ways to make that possible, then as far as I'm concerned, they can they can kind of piss off because it's ridiculous. So yeah, and exactly. They're all considered the same. I don't know why this is such a hard thing for Wisconsin to get passed, but it is it's really, for as much rural areas we have, the hangups that this state has is crazy. So like I say, you go into Michigan and it's just kind of everything's available. I can ride from well, basically now I can ride from my home up to up to Copper Harbor here by ATV. And granted, there's a lot of trails, but they have a lot of road sections that are open too. And with this, I mean, this area here, I'm running all town roads. No, that's fine. I'm running all town roads just to get around 250,000 acres of real estate that I can't use. It just doesn't make any sense, you know? So, I don't know. It's not fun. I really don't like dealing with the state of Wisconsin. So, and they don't care, you know, as far as they're concerned, if we're not a part of the forest, they could be so happy. Hey, Norm. Yeah, well, and that's the thing is, I wouldn't have a problem with that, Norm, either. So ours aren't legally plated. We are required to have a plate on our ATVs and UTVs. Let's see here. What am I looking for? So right here on my UTV is my plate. So we have to have stickers, and then the sticker number has to be on a plate in the back in order for us to legally travel in this area. So, and then I don't know about the insurance. Personally, I can't imagine. I don't know why anybody would buy one of these machines and not insure it. But uh, so if I came up here with my plated insured ATV, what would I have to do to legally ride? So to come into Wisconsin and legally ride, they'll have you buy out of state stickers. So I don't know if they'll look exactly like these or not. Let's see what Jackson County says. I was really hoping they would have pictures. But in any case, they offer. They have a lot of. I'm trying to think how to explain how you do this. So there are places. The DNR has offices in like where the hell am I? On J here. So I think somewhere right around here. They have offices, but a lot of places, a lot of these gas stations, especially when you get up into Eagle River and in Land O'Lakes and stuff like that, they do sell these out of state trail passes. Yeah, I think it's a $30 sticker. And then I don't know whether or not they require you to make the plate then or not. That's kind of the biggest thing I'm trying to figure out. But that would be kind of a pain in the ass if they require you to make the plate actually. But I mean, it's not horrible. A lot of the places sell it, but yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at, Norm, it's really it's kind of the same deal in Michigan too, where you buy an ORV pass and you can run basically all of Michigan. It's crazy. I'm not sure if Detroit is legal, but there is a lot of well, and if you ever watch like the side by side blog guys, they're running all around in here. So, and they cross, this is the Mackinac Bridge, and they'll cross, and I'm sure they play in here. Um, there's some really good stuff in Minneapolis. There's some really good stuff up in here for riding. Up in here, too. Yeah, and that's the other thing that irritates me with Wisconsin is they did talk about reciprocating stickers with Michigan, at least at the border counties, but then they never followed through with it. Minnesota, same deal. I don't think there's any reciprocation in Minnesota. Wisconsin is not very good about reciprocated anything, so um, yeah, it's the plated dual sport thing. Most people are pretty good. Like where's our? I don't know if I've got our single track on here, but they over in where the heck am I? Here's the Eagle River. So up in this, yeah, right around in this area here, we've got some single track now for motorcycle, and these guys worked real hard for it. But that said, if you have a dual sport, you will still have to buy a sticker for it, but it's not the end of the world. And that's the same thing where I think it's a $30 sticker. These trails are really good. If you go out to the west of us, same thing. You get out in here. I think it's in here. Yeah. There's this is all national forest, and this is all open to OHM and ATV, UTV from like right around the Pike Lake area. So probably right about here. I am located in Arbor Vitae, so it's more well known as the Minocqua area. So here's Minocqua. It's all lakes up here, as you can see. I think there's like 1,300 lakes in the county. So the hardest part is dodging around all these lakes on trails. This this up here, I was telling Swanky Cat, he's a motorcycle moto vlogger. He ran into a gate that's right around here, and up until I don't know, like 10 years ago or so, you could ride in here. And man, this was some of the best stuff. This stuff was so good. All right, so Norm says all trails here belong to government. Yeah, so here, um, that's pretty typical in like Michigan is fairly similar. We do use some private land. I'm trying to think. Um, all right, these aren't accurate, but um, you get over into Saint or Landover system in like Conover here, and certain portions of this are on private land. There's a chunk in here. I think there's a chunk over. Man, I really need to update this. I think there's a chunk somewhere in here that's on private land. So we do use a little bit of private land, but yeah, largely most of it is public land. This is County Forest Road here. Um, this is actual trail, but it's on. You know what? There's a little bit of private, I think, in here too. Probably right here. So and then this is county. But yeah, it's a mess. Like I say, Wisconsin is pretty hard to deal with because we have so much state land, and the state has been fairly anti ATV for a long time. So they're really hard to work with. Yeah, I haven't looked. Where are you at? Are you just outside of Pittsburgh? Yeah, it's not next door, is it? Oh man, that sucks. Oh, slippery rock. See here, I haven't used this portion of it in a long time. How do I search things? Oh yeah, on the search bar. Sure, go with that. Now, I didn't expect it to remove it like that, but okay. Oh, okay, you're not as... At least you're on this side. But yeah, you've got a... Man, that sucks. I know where I'm at, and our place in North Carolina is just kind of over here. And it's amazing. It's not too bad until you get around here, and then you're running like all 2 lanes to get everywhere, it seems like. So it's like an 18-hour trip to get to the other side of Johnson City for... I haven't been down there in a long time. Hmm. So it's oh, I screwed something up here. There. Yeah, yeah, I know those lakes. If they would just pave those, we wouldn't have anywhere near the problems. It would make things a lot easier. Or if they would just solve that teleportation problem, that would be cool too. Then I could. I wonder if you. I guess do they in Star Trek they teleport stuff all over the place. So yeah, that would be awesome. Let's see here. So I think I was working on this track here. I'll probably actually just delete it and restart. New track. We're gonna run Davenport. Norm, if you're still here, how do you plan your rides? You just know them all, or do you do stuff like this? I think Q. I think Q does this. He kind of looks around and makes things, but I'm not sure. There we go. All right. So, oh, damn it. So what did I want to do? I wanted to try and keep the. I wanted to keep this section in just for a alternate. So I don't know if you have heard about it. I thought about that too. What did I just do? Oh, and I closed my other. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about this CDS. I started using Edge again because supposedly it's faster than it was a few months ago. So, oh, I don't know that I like that pops up. I always thought that this would be... Oh, what the hell? Do I need to go in the forums? Yeah, and I was using Firefox for a long time. And then I can't remember. I was having trouble with it. I can't remember what the hell I was having trouble with. And somebody had said that this was actually running faster, and so I kind of started researching it, and that's what they claimed. Where's my followed threads? Let's just click on this. Maybe I can get it from here. This right here. I don't know if you're interested in like cross Canada. This was, I started following this basically from the beginning. This is now known as the Trans Canada Adventure Trail. But I always thought this would be cool. And it runs, I think it's like 22,000 miles or something ridiculous. So for something like that, I'd probably take the Beamer because they kind of built it around the idea of a bigger bike. Yeah, and that's what I think was the big deal is that became chromium based. So Norm says he has different 11 trail systems. Okay. Do they have clubs in there, Norm, or how does that work for you? Or is it all just kind of like I know you run around with a chainsaw and stuff? Is it all just kind of Good Samaritan based, or do they create like what we have? Okay. Yeah, that was a crazy thing watching those guys put together those parts of the Trans Canada Trail. That thread there from Adventure Rider kind of details basically the whole process. I haven't read it in a bunch of years, but that was amazing to see these guys just come up with all this crazy stuff. It's pretty cool. Like I say, I don't know if I have the balls to run that, but man, I like the idea of it. That's pretty cool. Let's change the color of this track quick. We'll call it green for now. Um, Lots of clubs in BC. Oh, really? I didn't know you founded it. Wow, 35 clubs. Well, that's crossing. Still, though, you guys don't really have the population we do, except for in the cities. I think I don't know. I haven't been to BC. I always thought it'd be cool to go to though. So one of these days, Norm. Backcountry discovery route. So we have we have sort of like that. I'll just type this out. So you go ahead and you can see what the lettering is for this for future reference. There's a few though. Let's see here. Where's the original? Yeah. So this runs. I probably have it downloaded and saved on this computer actually. This runs from like Des Moines, Iowa, roughly to I want to say Bayfield. I don't have it listed on here, do I? Yeah, there's your house, Jeff. Yeah, I don't have it listed. It runs, like I say, from around, like, I think it's Ames technically, and it runs up through, like, the bluffs. And it really doesn't dip over into this part of Wisconsin. It runs up, I think, mostly around through here, and then up through, I think, Bayfield area. So it gets really sandy in here. So I don't know why. We have a lot of sand in this part of Wisconsin too. So pretty cool rocks so in this area. So I haven't run it either. I've thought about it. I thought about pestering a few people to do it, but I haven't yet. So there's that. That's the Wisconsin Adventure Trail. And then if you go to this guy, so he's going to have a lot of. He has a lot of the GPS files. Yeah, he has a couple in Colorado. So he's got some, he's put together Upper Peninsula, Wisconsin, Michigan. I think this one loops through Wisconsin and Michigan here. Trying to think. He's got another one I thought that I'm not seeing. Yeah, okay. There's northern Wisconsin. Yeah, I'll post that in. So yeah, and his stuff's pretty accurate. So he does a lot of scouting and mapping and stuff. So it's a pretty good resource for the Midwest. Let's see here. There's 5 million in BC. Wow. Well, I suppose a lot of that's Vancouver, huh? Where does where does Q kind of live? Does he live in Saskatchewan? Or does he live? He doesn't live in BC, does he? Does he get out your way, Norm? He seems like a nice guy. Yes, he lives in BC. Oh, he's in Saskatchewan. Okay. Yeah, I figured one of these days we'll probably end up seeing him running around out there, huh? With you. Maybe you guys will have a meetup or something. That would be really cool. Quadding sauce. Let's see here. I think it's I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Maybe Norm knows better than I do. He's a nice guy. He runs all over. He doesn't really post much during the summer. I think he mostly rides. And then in the fall, winter, he starts posting more video. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, KC seems like an awesome guy too. I hope I run into him one of these days. So, let's see here. What did I want to do here? I don't need this area anymore, so we can cut from, split our track here. Where did this all go? Yes, Jeff, that's right. Yep. I never know, nobody on the channel ever calls him by his real name, so I'm always afraid to call him by his real name when I post. You know, it's like so I know even though he doesn't really read his comments anymore, like Tyler, I still call Tyler by his, his real name just because, he tends to call himself that on the Everride channel, but oh, what the hell? Why didn't it? Uh-oh. I did. Son of a. Okay. So we need to split our track. And but yeah, a lot of people like who am I thinking of right now? Ryan Ness. Ness, I never know whether it's okay to call him Ryan on his channel or Ness because in the tight truth, he doesn't really say anything anymore on his channel, but some people, I know some people are funny about that, so. Oh, you mean Q's real name? Yeah, yeah, he doesn't really give that away much. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't get called Jeff often. It's kind of funny. Yeah, he does. He has a really good setup. I'd like to see how he's got his trailer because he must have a pretty decent setup in that trailer if he camps out of it and wheels and wrenches. Yeah, yeah, I hear you with I do tend to do the real names too. Like I say, the exceptions are when people use their real name. Like I say, like Tyler does. He starts off his videos with Tyler with Everride channel and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks like it's huge. So I wouldn't mind seeing him do a walk around or like a setup video to show how he sets his trailer up because I don't know, that's kind of a neat thing. Like I like how to see how people do their trailer setups because I don't know, I just don't know how I would do it if I needed to. So lot more experience. Let's see here. It's funny, I'm not a big fan of some of these no copyright sound songs, but then you get like this one, and this thing absolutely slaps. So hermit. Oh man. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, is that how you all ultimately came up with the like the ferret face and stuff nicknames? Was try and make it easier to not use each other's actual names? Let's see here. Yeah, we'll split this here. Nice, Norm. Yeah, I liked Herman. He seemed like a good guy. I got him on my Facebook friends list. I don't think he posts very often. I didn't put my face on videos for a while either, Norm. I think I've largely kind of removed a lot of my older videos. Let's see here. I don't think I give anything away by doing this. Hey, I made it to 452 the other day. That's cool. So we'll go, oh, naturally. Yeah, see, these are all private. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's private. Just because, like, some of them I've kept public, some of them don't really matter. And, so, um, but some of them, like, in today's world, I don't know if they would be offensive or not, and it's like, because like I'll say things like, oh, this chick or something. It's like, 10 years ago, I don't think anybody would have cared, but now now we're in a different world, so I don't, I can't really be necessarily saying that about now a woman anymore. That's not politically correct. So some of that stuff I've hidden. So I thought about like re-editing it and bringing it back out, but it's like it really doesn't matter. So, oh, that's weird. I never would have thought to. I was supposed to stay with you, CDS, and then I wound up having to go back to. I had to turn around in Nebraska and head back to Wisconsin, so that kind of sucked. So yeah, your wife still says chicks. Uh, oh man, yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to do that. Women can get away with that because they're women. So I'm I'm surprised you haven't getting called out. You haven't been called out for calling your wife dude now. That's probably faux pas now. Yeah, I don't know, Norm. That's like the earlier when I was talking about the state stuff. I bite my tongue on this a lot, but I'm getting pretty tired of these people. So, yeah, the woke BS. Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate some of it, but man, some of it is, some of that is just so crazy that I just don't know I don't know what to say, man. It's just so weird. Let's see here. So I'm trying to think of the latest one that I thought was kind of weird. Well, oh, the Latin X one. So yeah, Latinx or Latinx or whatever they want to call it. Um, I think that is so weird because like my Hispanic friends or Latino or Latina friends, they're kind of offended by that, and I think that's I don't know. I think that's not right. It's like that language has always had a masculine and feminine. Why would we change that? That's literally a language that's been used for, what, thousands of years. So why all of a sudden are people getting sensitive about the way a language works? It doesn't make any sense to me. So just stuff like that I think is really, really weird. I don't know. But, the other part of it is I'm just your average white dude. So really I shouldn't weigh in on it one way or another. It's not something that I should have a call on, I guess. Let's see here. So we were going to make to an alternate to here. Oh, what the hell happened? Okay, so we want to connect this one. This one? All right, we need to make this track not unselected. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're okay. Perfect. All right, so there's our alternate to get through the city, to the hospital, to Walmart if somebody wants to. And now we're back to here. Uh-oh. What's happening with our music? Your wife tells you to shush. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have one of those norms. I need to find one of these days so I can have my own filter. Then maybe I'll have a better idea what's right and wrong. Yeah, I agree. BDS. It's like you say, it is. I think that it's a very white thing that's trying to force the change in Latino and Latina. And it's not right. Jeez, Norm. Yeah, it's something I've been curious about, like in Canada, Norm, because I don't know. I don't know. Um, a lot of you guys seem like, you seem the same as us, really. So it's like I never know whether it's, what am I trying to say here? I don't know how much of our Democrat Republican stuff spills over into Canada. And it's kind of a funny thing because I know it kind of affects you guys. Like I know Q was supposed to ride with KC, was that last year in South Dakota or something like that? And so I mean it kind of affects you, but really you guys don't say anything about how or any negatives towards how it affects you, and that's always something I guess I was kind of curious is what uh, what is that actually, what is that, what is RBS? How does that affect you all up there? Because you guys have kind of different lockdowns and stuff like that. So, okay, this is not used. Okay, this is junk. Oh yeah, the Cal. Yeah, yeah. I have some real mixed feelings on like. So I don't know. Are you on Reddit, CDS, or no? I'm on Reddit, and man, during that whole stuff with Texas, um, you could definitely identify, the whole California. It seems like it's California versus Texas and stuff, and I mean, it's literally one extreme to the other. And man, that can be some real frustrating stuff to watch. All right, what else is junk? This down here is. Okay, let's see if I do this right this time. I did it wrong. What am I doing wrong here? Boy, it shouldn't be. Okay. I think it should be correct now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What uh what do you think, Norm, of that whole thing with the First Nation up there and the, what was that, the the logging of the I don't think it's virgin forest. What is it? Old growth? That's amazing how that's spilling over. Yeah, that's funny, CDS. Yeah. How far are you from like Vancouver, Norm? Which way is this trail? Okay, so I want to connect. Like that, I think. I do it right? Damn it, I did it wrong. Oh, if you ever play with it, Garmin's software is Garmin kind of is a pain in the neck. I think they've come a long way, but their software's always been kind of janky. All right, what am I doing here? We're connecting this and that. Yeah. First, I need to what? I need to make. Let's invert both. We're gonna stay zoomed out so I can actually see what happens this time. Okay, we only have a line, so that means it should work. Okay. Yeah, all right, CDS. It's good talking to you. Yeah, one of these days I need to get out your way. I'd like to get into like West Virginia and stuff too. Like where you're riding now in your videos. You're 8 hours from Vancouver, Norm? Okay. It's hard, it's so hard to tell. Yeah, the Hatfield, yep, Hatfield McCoy system. Yeah, one of these days I need to get back out to North Carolina because there's a lot of, North Carolina doesn't have much. I don't know why, but yeah, Virginia's really started to get a lot of trails, and Tennessee now, and then obviously West Virginia has for quite a long time. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff I need to see out there one of these days. So yeah, that would be a good time. We could maybe, I don't know. Do you ever talk to Ride a Map? See here, we'll probably trim this where here. So when I did this, naturally I was using my GPS to tell me how to get to right here. And of course it wants default to use the highway. So that was no good. This isn't open. So what do I want to do? I want to use Lassig. So we're gonna split it here. that can all get deleted. Okay, now we're gonna make a new track again. Yeah, I haven't watched your newest video. I only realized the other day that you posted a new video, Norm. It didn't tell me until I think last night, and I just haven't been able to look at it. So, but so I'll have to, maybe after I get done here, I can hop over there. How's the machine running? All right, and then these two can join at Sugar Bush. Yeah, that looks good. Then this is dirt here. This is asphalt. I think Lassig's dirt. If it isn't, I think Sugar Bush is. All this in here is all dirt road. And we'll cut this where? Cut this here. This we can delete. We'll leave these tins in. 2,900 before tax, huh? That sucks. Yeah. That really sucks. I don't know, man. That's like the one thing that scares me with a power steering ATV is I like the idea of it, but like my old, I think I said that in that other that my last video that was an actual video. Really at the time anyway, my 2008 felt pretty. It was actually almost too light to steer, and so that's when I decided I wanted that steering dampener. But I don't know, I definitely think the steering damper. I don't regret that at all. So, but I haven't really tried the newer cats with the power steering to see what they really feel like. I'd like to, but and like we've talked about before, I haven't seen anything that Cat's offered in the ATV lineup that's really made me think, boy, I sure need to go buy an Arctic Cat right now. So, especially as long as they're gonna keep playing these games and not offering a locker. I mean, I just don't understand that, Norm. That drives me so nuts. I don't understand why they do that. Yep, see, it's gonna do it again. Okay, that one will connect right, it looks like. Man, 4K is what that all cost you? Yeah, you did what? You did the. I'm trying to think. What'd you have to do with the differential? Did you just have? Did you have a pinion seal? Is that what you had with the differential? On the heavier machines like the Polaris and like the Can-Ams, I probably would definitely be with you on the requiring power steering. Those machines, I cannot believe how heavy those machines are, Norm. That's crazy. They're I think both over 1,000 pounds. Ours are, I think mine is like 670 pounds, and yours might be slightly heavier, but not much. 700 pounds maybe. And man, but yeah, with like those Polarises, I don't even know what I want an ATV that weighs that much. That's just so much weight. So I don't know what I'd buy now. What's this at? Okay, this can go. Yeah, the motor mounts, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, did you get different tie rods? Wait, did you get new shocks too, Norm? 808 pounds empty? That's with fuel though, correct? Okay. Yeah, that's more than I thought. Still though, that's pretty when you figure like I say, let's see here. What would be what would we call it? A Can-Am is it an 850? Oh, they have a 700 now, don't they? Let's see here. I assume they have it in the Outlander. Let's see here. I've always, it's funny, Norm. We went from having cats with, this was cats with a locking front differential, and that was one of my biggest reasons for getting cat. And now I always made fun of the Visco lock, and now here we are. We don't even have a limited slip in ours in the newer cats. So they at least have a limited slip. So still not great, but that's pretty sad, Norm. Doesn't say what the weights are on these or the what engine, huh? Is this it? 850, 650. They haven't started listing their new 700, huh? Well, what do we want to compare it to? Let's just see what the... Darn it. I guess this isn't bad either. It says their dry weight is 749 for the 650 and 800 for the 850. That's not as bad as I thought. The Polaris is a tank. I looked that up not too long ago, and they were over 1,000. Yeah, see, you have probably one of the last diff locks. I didn't know Cat dropped it until last year. I was looking around, and I did that first video for the Arctic Cat ATV lineup, and I couldn't believe that they dropped it, and I have no idea when. But it has to be sometime right around the transition to Textron, because the twin cylinder. Oh, the Can-Am you're talking about? I like big singles myself. Hmm. I don't know why it gets so funky about that. All right, now we want to invert this track again. Here. Let's see here. That's basically it. I don't see any other shortcuts or spots I missed. I think that's going to be our best route there. Why does it say I still have a track in here? Oh, track one. Never mind. Oh, we need to change the color in case it blends in with the... What are we using? We'll use that. That doesn't blend in with the roads, and it doesn't blend in with the water. Yeah. Yeah, well, and I'm told the Can-Am's diff lock isn't like a true diff lock, so it's like, it's still not as good as it should be. But you know what? At least they're trying. You know, they didn't just say, you know what, we're just gonna delete this whole thing and let you have an open diff, and that's exactly what you're getting, which is what Cat did. Man, that you have no idea how mad that makes me that they did that. Oh, you wish your Mud Pro was a twin. I wish they at least offered a twin. I wish they would have bumped up the 7. Like, these are things that they could have done this year, Norm. And that's what drives me nuts. Like, seeing them announce that 600 is... So, Can-Am announced that 700 single, and I don't know what models it's in. But they announced the 700, so why not? I mean, Cat has to have an idea of what Can-Am's working on. You know, these guys have to have some idea. They know how to look at these patents, you know? And so they have to have an idea. And when I see them come out with a 600 and they have, let's see here. And they have their, man, you type Articat and it's not even the first thing that comes up anymore. I do still like the look of this machine. What am I missing here, Norm? How do I shop the actual machines? Their website sucks. Oh, that's not what I wanted either. Here, you know what? Country Cat gets my click then. Yeah, no, you're. Oh my god, I can't. I wish Kawasaki. So I don't know what it's like over there with you, but for the side by sides, we're restricted to 65-inch width, which the Wildcat is. I wouldn't mind getting an XX to build for rocks. I don't like the motor though. The motor for rock crawling is way too. I think it's too revvy. So I actually think the Kawasaki KRX 1000 is like the perfect machine, but their width is 68 inches, so it's illegal in Wisconsin. So if I want to use it in other states, that's great. But if I ever just want to go for a ride in the area here, I'm screwed. I can't use the KRX. So I'd probably, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at now. Is I'd like to machine inventory. I want to build a rock machine. I think I might just build our cat though. Like my existing trail, and I might do the like what's his name? Ghost Ma? I don't know if you've seen his machine. But he just did the widening kit. Yeah, see, this started out as a trail, and he put the Superlift widening kit on it. I think this thing is awesome. I really like the look of it. And so I might just do that with our trail and widen it out. And then the tires are doing pretty good on it now, but eventually I'll have to change them out. So I'll get different tires for it. Probably, I think I'm probably gonna go to 30s. But the fact that Cat deleted the trail and the sport, I think, is absolutely stupid too. I'm not running any luck with this trying to find these model years, Norm. They don't have any of the 20 other than the Altair 90. Yeah, I don't know what to say about Cat Norm. I wish they were. I'm really frustrated by it. But like I say, I don't understand why a company has. Why did they come out with. Is this the best for. No, here we go. Why are they only highlighting. I don't know. Did they dump all their other models, Norm? I don't understand. I guess I'm not sure. Oh, full lineup. Maybe they dumped their 570. So they have what? The 450, the 600, and the 700? I mean, I guess. I guess they must have dumped their 570 this year. So I don't know. I don't understand why they have a 600 that produces 45 horsepower and then a 700 which produces 45 horsepower. They should have bumped this up to a 750, in my opinion. They can do it. They should have done it a long time ago. And I don't know. Personally, I think they should have a 1000. They had it for a while. Why they dropped it, I don't know. So I hope they have something going on, Norm, because otherwise I'm pretty well ready to write them off, you know? Yeah, and the Mud Pro. I don't know why they dropped the Mud Pro. They should have, like, Cat was doing so well for so long with the different, they had their TRV and the TBX variants, and then they had the regular model, they had their limited edition model, and they had like their Mud Pro, and it was I just thought they basically were doing what Can-Am does now, and it was such a good idea. The only thing that they didn't have when I talked to Cat's engineers when they would swing over this way is I told them, I said, take this 700, but put it in, you know, a more, they don't have anything like it anymore, like a Renegade or a Scrambler chassis, and make a more fun machine out of it. You know, I figured the 700, you know, if it did well, then maybe make a 1000cc version of it or something, you know, but they said they experimented with it, but they never ultimately released anything. So now, I mean, they really don't have many machines. They have the XX yet, which is cool. But that's literally their only sports side by side. They've everything else is Prowler, and then even here, I don't. It only says the 700 TRV. So is the 700 only offered in the two-up machine? It's got to be, right? I don't know. Does it have the diff lock yet? This was the only model left that had a diff lock. It says it still has a selectable locker in it. This is their only ATV model with a locker. Huh. So I guess the thing to do would be to take a differential out of a TRV and swap it into this, assuming they're the same gear ratio. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what, like I say, what I'd buy next. I do think that this body, I don't know. I'm not sold on this as their special edition. I don't really care for the rack extensions, and I don't really like the blue bumper. I kind of like the white. I'd like the green too. Wow, that looks. I like. I don't know. I like this body style. I like it a lot better than this body style personally. Our body styles, I think, were still the best so far, though. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The XX is a nice looking machine, though. I will say that Robbie Gordon did a good job on this machine. So I don't know how much longer it'll be around, but I'm just surprised they haven't changed that any either. They haven't made like a 4-seat version or a turbo, a factory turbo option or anything for that. Yeah, I wish Honda would come out with their, what do they call it? Do they call it a 680? Is that what this is? The Rincon? I wish they would come out with the Rincon with a 5-speed or 6-speed transmission. That's the only thing that I didn't like about the Rincon is it's only 3 speeds. Yeah, number of speeds 3. I really wish that was a 5 or 6. I don't know why they don't. All right, Norm, it was good talking to you, bud. Like I say, I'll stop over and check out your video in a little while here. All right. I think we're pretty much done here, too. This is our track. How many miles is this thing? .9 miles, so 50 miles to get to this trail. Night, Norm. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. This map's old. Alright, so here's Enterprise. Zoom this bad boy in a little bit. Alright, this one's more accurate. .266. Alright. So there's a trail crossing right about here. Yeah. And this is Camp 6. This is that first crossing, huh? Right here. This will cut off a lot of mileage right here, rather than going all the way around. So eventually this track will get changed as I travel this. Where's that come out at again? down here. So right here, 263, it runs between here and here. It's fairly direct. And then you can hop on the trail, or you can take Bowman to get to head south. And then from there, like I say, we've got Harrison Hills and we've got Parrish Highlands. Okay, so this is good for version 1 till we get on a machine and hop this section. And I can get that more accurate and cut down some of our mileage. We're currently at what? 48.9 miles. So that's not bad. Now, I wanted to add in here information. I don't know. Do I even want to? Yeah, I'll leave that as is. So let's make information, let people know what's not legal. All right, can we change the symbol to something better? They only have like a red stop sign or anything, huh? Okay, well this is the best. We're gonna do a skull and crossbones because why not, right? Let's call it Lincoln Street West. And then we'll do it again here. Waypoint. We're gonna do it again. Skull and crossbones. That's funny. All right, where else do I want to put? Okay, we're gonna put some on 8 here too. Is that the only spot on 8? Put it here. What do you want to call this? Highway 8? There we go. Oh, we need to change our symbol again. Yes, because you're dead if you go that way. Cops are coming for you. Waypoint this way. I don't know how to make this any more obvious. Okay, so people know not to travel that. Let's do... How do we want to label that here? Want it to be Highway 17. No. What do we call this? Highway 17. Yeah. All right. A waypoint here. All right, we'll put it over here again. Okay. Wonder if I should move these apart a little bit. I don't think so. I think it'll be okay. We have any other crossings that are problematic? What are we calling this track? We're going to call this let's call it, because we already have that Quick Trip right next to it. Let's just call it Walmart. Route to Walmart. That might be good. We want it to be a different color. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary to make it a different color. Okay, we got our skull and crossbones. Skull and crossbones. I think. I think we're good. I can't decide if I just want to. I'm going to. Let's separate these a little. Move it up here, and we're going to move this one here and down a little bit more. That way if you're zoomed out, you can see they're not getting on top of each other until it's pretty far out. I don't think you're going to be that zoomed out anyway, but I just think it's a good idea. So there's 8. I hope this isn't confusing here by calling. I wouldn't think so, because this is the western end of Lincoln Street, and this is the eastern end. I would hope that's fairly clear. I don't know. So and then the one thing that's going to get affected here is eventually when I trim this out. So we've got our tins. Eventually, as I learn more, I can add more tins. Assuming there are more. That's 1028. Guess that's the names of the 10 by 28? I don't know. Weird. It's our parking. Okay, so this is our track. We're done. Man, I gotta zoom this way out. It's, you know, it's funny. It doesn't seem like a long ways, but it's kind of a long ways, huh? Let's full screen this. How far can I zoom in and still make the full thing visible? How's that? Okay, let's take a screenshot. Make sure I'm... Alright, hopefully it took the correct screenshot. We'll see. And it did. Okay. Alright. So, now, what do we want to do? We want to... First of all, I need to bring this back out. Okay. And I want to take this. We've got all our information so far. As far as our tins and all of that. So what we need to do is we need to export. Let's do my tracks. I've got a lot of tracks. Not as many as I should. I don't know where I've got the others hiding at. But... What are we calling this? Version 1? Call it an adventure route. Call it that seem good? And then we save it as a GPX. I don't know if we can. I guess we can save it as others, but I just do GPX. So there we go. And then it takes and it packages up what you see here. And then we can go into my files and here's our file, 364 kilobytes. So, and then you can transfer that to your GPS like I'll do now. We're going to put it in our GPX. Boy, I got a lot of... I need to sort through some of this. We're going to drop our file in here, and now it's saved to my Garmin, the SD card on my Garmin. So there we go. So that's it. That's what we set out to do here is to make ourselves a nice track. And then from here, it'll get polished, but this is a start. It's legal. We're not going to get in trouble for using this with our ATVs and UTVs. So there are options I could put in here. I really don't want to. I don't really want to do it until these get utilized. Yeah, we're gonna hold off on that for a minute. So, but anyway, okay, so that's it. This is Arbor Vitae to the enterprise system. Like I say, there are options depending on where you're at to either use County O to get into Rhinelander, and then you can continue on from here. I may end up making a track additional for it. There's also Gypsy Lake Road in here if you're kind of in this area of County D to get into here. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see based on the feedback how this goes. And then we can add offshoots just like I did for the Walmart section over here. So, but all right. Well, for those of you who were here, thank you very much for stopping by and talking with me. And I know I kind of got off on other topics, but that was good. It was a lot of fun. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I might do this again at some point, but or make this a more regular thing. So we'll see. But thank you all very much for watching, and have a good day.